and welcome to the Jam.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and this is my Sram deck. This Sram deck is auras and equipments because unfortunately there's not enough vehicles and the best ones aren't even in these colors. But Sram is great. Why is Sram great? Because he's card draw in white. That's right. It's real. It exists. You can actually draw cards while playing in white, which is surprising if you've been a part of the Magic community who loves to complain about how bad card draw is in white. But Sram, you know what? He does a good job. And you know why? Because you can pack your deck full of cheap auras and equipments and the occasional vehicle just for fun to draw cards. Also to do whatever the auras and equipments do, because there's a lot of really strong auras and equipments that have been released in the last few years. So what is kind of the basis of this deck? It's those cheap auras, nice, synergetic, cheap cards to throw those on, ways to protect Sram, and what this deck wishes it had an arena, but it doesn't, are things like Swiftfoot Boots. But that's okay, we don't need those, this deck still works. This is a semi-aggressive deck. It's kind of going for like a Voltron win condition. What it wants to do is it wants to make a creature really big, really well protected, and hit face with it. And you can do that with Sram. So let's hop into the queue and make do. This opponent is Nethroy, being piloted by Veen. I guess this is going to be a win-win game no matter what we do. I'll keep this. We've got mana. We've got equipment. We've got a really nice thing to just like start the game off with, because we don't want to play Shadowspear until we have Sram out, because I want to draw cards. Card draw is king. A Plains, a Toolcraft Exemplar. So, Nethroy, my opponent's commander, being used as the Biolante plant beast form. This is the Godzilla alternate art. Is an reanimator deck. It's like reanimator and mutate. You can't do just one. Gotta get it all, but that's not a problem because this does work. I love Nethroy. I have a Nethroy Amori deck, which means that it's all creatures, and it is a blast. So here comes Shadowspear. I drew a card. Excellent. How about Batterbone? Even better. Great. I could have thrown down the outside there to just protect Sram, but why do that when I could just hit face? Swinging for 5. Aww, little germ buddy. Little germ buddy. Living Weapon is a very cool ability. We only have 2 cards with Living Weapon, but I love them and they're both in my deck. Oh, massacred. Massacred. Well, not even the outside could have protected me from that, so I'm glad I didn't even try. And here comes, once again, Sram! Hello, Sram. How are you? You writing rules? You building things? I bet. Okay, so our opponent's ramping a little bit. They got their Mind Stones, Arcane Signets, and they're sitting there and chilling and looking awful spooky, if I do say so myself. So I think this turn is going to be a Protect turn. Ooh, they've got something. I'm going to leave myself with a little bit of mana up. And attacking. Great. We got the Sram, we got the outside, and there's a Burning Rune Demon. Nice, so Burning Rune Demon is going to make me make a choice. They are going to search their library for 2 cards with different names. This is singletons that are going to have different names anyway. And they cannot be named Burning Rune Demon. Again, it's singleton, that's not relevant. I'm going to look at those cards and choose one to put into their hand and one to put into their graveyard. It's pretty sweet when you're running a Reanimator deck, because it's like, hey, what's up? Next turn, I'm either going to play this card or I'm going to bring it back. Okay, so which one do I want in the graveyard and which one do I want on the battlefield? They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, which means that they can run out either of these if they get a land next turn. I'm going to put Sholdred in their hand, though, because I think that it is harder for them to guarantee the land drop. Nice, armed and armored. Gives me a nice little dodge. I think I'm going to get down Faith's Fetters on the Burning Rune Demon. Swords to Plowshares is perfect. Okay, so that way they land that Shouldered, and I just blast it. I blast that bad boy straight out of here. Hey, Shouldered, how you doing? Oh, hey, that's not Shouldered. That's Liliana. That's a Liliana. So it looks to me like they're going to reanimate Massacre Girl. When they target Massacre Girl is when I would need to use this Ailside. Oh, actually, they're not doing it. They just made a zombie. That's cool, too. That's cool. You don't need that. I think this is a Mirror Shield turn. Gonna protect Sram from targeted removal. And I'm gonna just throw down this Bone Splitter because I can. Neat. Great. Awesome. And Liliana. Her face. I'm gonna go for Lily. If I just chump block with a zombie. No, not gonna chump block with a zombie. Okay. Hey, Lily. Thanks for doing you. So at 7 mana, they can also mutate. That's 7 mana. They paid 3 life for it. Ameria's Call as Ameria Shattered Skyclave. They only have 1 creature in the graveyard. It's Massacre Girl.
Wipe that smug look off your face.
Okay. So we're gonna give protection from black here. Massacre Girl only sees 1 thing die, so the chain kind of doesn't continue. Aw, they're gonna make my Shram gone. Well, I'm gonna get rid of their Shouldered. That way I just don't have to think about her anymore. Bye, Sram! I'll see you later, sweetie. I've gotten plenty of value out of that Sram. Now I think it's time for this Baneslayer Angel. Reasoning. Big. Protection from stuff. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So this is a Cat Nightmare Beast. I do not have protection from it. I do have protection from this if they manage to free it from the aura. And now it's time for them to... Okay, wait, what? Am I missing something here? They had no cards in their graveyard. Death Touch Lifelink, but I have First Strike. Okay, no, they just goofed it up. They could have just played that out. I guess they wouldn't have had haste on it, but they don't need that. I've got plenty of life. Thanks, Shadowspear. Thanks, Shadowspear. Okay, time for me to have some fun. We're gonna go ahead and get down Sword of the Realms. The reasoning for Sword of the Realms is because it puts this back into my hand if they do find a way to get rid of it, and it also gives Vigilance, so I can attack and protect. So now we have, whenever a creature with Death Touch blocks or becomes blocked by this vehicle, destroy that creature. Cool. Creature? Vehicle? Wow. That's this. This has Death Touch. Other things. Vigilance, Hexproof, Flying First Strike, Lifelink, Protection from Demons, Protection from Dragons. Nice. Nice. Spore Shaman. Okay, get a little self-mill going on here. So to Voltron a creature, which is what I'm doing to this Baneslayer Angel, is to combine the pieces of Voltron, the Lions of Voltron, to create Voltron. It's the way of making this ultimate robot, or I guess creature here, to win the battle. I don't think I explained that super well, but it's true, that's what it means. Let's go ahead and Bone Splitter. I'm gonna Rune of Sustenance, the Sword of the Realms. Very cool. I'm gonna also give you double lifelink. Time to attack. I have so much text. I have all the text. Okay, down the 4, up to 56. Great, nice, excellent. Here's a dwarf. A fine dwarf. I kind of want to be cheeky next turn and armored this dwarf. Just move all of the equipments onto it. Ooh, Migratory Greathorn. That's going to return a creature from the graveyard. Or sorry, a permanent from the graveyard. It's going to get them a land. Boop, boop. Bring back Mind Stone. We're looking for something. Looking for anything. How do you defeat the Turbo Baneslayer Angel? This is what Baneslayer Angel just should have been printed as. I know people are like, oh, Lyra's an upgraded Baneslayer Angel. No, she doesn't have all these weird protection terms. You know what she needs? All this stuff. And that's how she wins the game. That's a fine match for Sram. It appears we're going to go up against Mono Green Toski. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, can't be countered, indestructible, attacks every turn, and when your creatures deal damage to your opponent's face, ba-boom! You get to draw a card. I should clarify, combat damage only. Combat damage only. Hello, Llanowar Elf. That's a nice, fast start for you. How about Sram? I'm very happy that I have a little bit of exiling removal here so I can actually take out Toski if it comes out next turn. Ooh, Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman is able to fetch whatever creature they want from their library. I'm going to go ahead and turn Fauna Shaman into a treasure. Because you are a treasure. And get in there with Sram. Deal my 2 entire damage. They've got 5 mana now. Time for Toski? Toski! Oh, and they want to draw a card, so they sacrifice the treasure, and they're swinging in with Llanowar Elf. Great. Nice work there. I'm going to go ahead and... Shadowspear. Equip the Shadowspear. I guess I don't need to. I don't need to. Blackblade Reforged. And chill. So some of y'all probably know what I'm doing here. Shadowspear has a lot of text. And one of those lines is, permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Toski has to attack. So unless they make Toski real big and scary, I can just, you know, remove its indestructible and then it's just a squirrel. And if they do something like this, beefing it up, well, I've got to back up Swords to Plowshares. See you later, Toski. I don't feel like losing Sram. Sram is going to live forever! Good game, Toski, Bearer of Secrets. Zig. Zig is playing old stick fingers. Oh, hello there, old stickly man. How you doing? How you doing, old stick fingers? So this is going to be a Golgari Reanimator deck, most likely. We saw that Nethroy earlier. Similar, but more reanimation spells, fewer creatures. Because you get to just choose, oh yeah, of course, I want every single creature in my graveyard right now, let's go. There's a Willowgeist, too. Ooh, okay. Have a Sram. So Willowgeist is going to grow as cards leave their graveyard, for example, being reanimated. And here comes Old Stick Fingers for X equals 2. And the 2 things they milled were a Consuming Blob. This is actually a new, really cool creature. It just kind of keeps on spitting out a copy. A copy that doesn't make more copies. And Outland Liberator, which is very good against me because I run a lot of equipments that are all artifacts and a lot of auras that are all enchantments. Ooh, buddy. Okay, let's go get some special eyes. Some special eyes here. So now Sram's got Vigilance, and I'm also going to imbue him with the Spectral Steel. Big Sram, let's go! The Cavalier of Night. They can sacrifice a creature here to kill, or try to kill, Sram. And I will make Sram indestructible because I don't want him to die. Okay, they're not going to attack into that. Makes sense. I think it's time to make Sram even spookier. Go, Sramtron, go! So the Cavalier of Night's gonna let them bring back a card from the graveyard. One of these two, because it has to cost less than 3. And they're gonna go for the Outland Liberator. So there's Liberace. He's great. She's great. This werewolf is great because you can either sacrifice or wait until it's night and attack to get rid of these big, strong enchantments. There goes Commanding Presence. Aww. Ripperinos. Ripperinos. I see like a stupid play, but I really want to do it. I'm trying to decide between like just equipping this on here, giving Sram +3/+3, leaving this up as it is, or like armed and armoring to do it at instant speed. But it uses up a card where I don't really need to. I could also like throw down the Blackblade Reforged. I think I'm just gonna scooch the Nettle Cyst onto Sram. There he is. Looking good, buddy. Looking good, buddy. Didn't swing in there because I didn't want them to double block. Ooh, I don't like that you're looking at your graveyard. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that we're gonna see a Cavalier of Night come back. Uh-oh. Oh, it was Memorial to Folly. I didn't even see that that was on the battlefield. So Memorial to Folly coming out, bringing back the Liberator. They can sacrifice it again to destroy Nettle Cyst, because Nettle Cyst is the thing that's given the biggest chunkins. And they're swinging in with Pelucranos, which lets me attack! Ta-da! And I'm gonna make a big Sram. And there he goes! Bonk! Candle Trap. I can make something have Defender. I don't get rid of abilities, though, so like it's not that useful on something like Pelucranos, because they could just, like, slam it into Sram. Citrus Supplier. 1, 2, 3. They milled 2 lands and a Rise from the Grave. Another reanimation spell. And I think... Jeez, Sram, you're getting dummy thick. That's what you're doing. I think I'm gonna draw. I want to see what else I got here. So here comes a Dancing Sword. Rhythm is a Dancer. Just a little Indestructo buddy. I think I'm gonna Candle Trap Stick Fingers. Stick Fingers is at least like pretty cheap for them to recast, because they only cost 2. You kind of choose. You choose how big you want your Stick Fingers to be. And I'll go ahead and pop this onto Sram. I think what they're gonna do is block and smash that. This only prevents combat damage, so putting it on Pelucranos wouldn't stop its ability. And they're milling a little bit more. Milling and Thrillin'. I'm gonna actually throw out this itty bitty Stonecoil Serpent. It's baby. It's so little. Just look at it. Look at it. It has protection from these guys. It also gives me Coven. Ooh, Cauldron's Gift. Okay, so Cauldron's Gift is going to be able to bring back Cavalier of Night. Cavalier of Night can sacrifice a little buddy. Stickly man. There goes old Sticklies. And there goes Sram. Goodbye, Sram. Sram back in the command zone. Do I want a flyer, though? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I most certainly do. My turn. Alright, so none of these have flying. They can't reach this up here in the air. This is 7 to equip. And it gives enough. Not to kill, but to bring them to 1. This is not a dwarf, so I can't just throw a armed and armored on it. If I do this, I risk them milling into better cards. If I had 1 more mana, I think I could, like, do that and this. No, I do have 1 more mana. No, that should be lethal. I have enough for Sentinel's Eyes. Oh, I didn't even need it. I know how to do math. Apparently 2 plus 8 is 10. I know that's crazy, but I do know how to do math. Good game, old stick fingers. Are you ready to rumble? It's King Kong playing Kroxa. I like it. I like King Kong Kroxa over here. So we've got Swords, that's pretty nice against Kroxa. Reprobation, also nice. Helm of the Host, and Elspeth Conquers Death. That's actually can't hit their commander. But it's still a really good card to have. So let's get started. I feel like Sram is going to die a lot this game. Just non-stop Sram death. You see the Sram, he die. You see the Sram, he dies again. 2 mana! Mind Stone. That's not a Kroxa. Okay. Let's get some delicious Sram value. We draw. And I don't feel like holding up the swords here. We hit face. Letter of Acceptance. They are ramping. And Foretelling. Ooh. What could that be? What could that be? Let's get our SRAM value, draw a card, Shambling Suit. Shambling Suit with Helm of the Host on it sounds like so much fun. Vraska's Contempt. R.I.P. SRAM. SRAM got me a lot of value, though. Oh, you looking at my really cool stuff? Sup, Kroxa? Alright, what do I feel like discarding? I kind of feel like dropping the Baneslayer Angel so I can Elspeth Conquer's Death and then reanimate it, make it bigger. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna discard Baneslayer Angel. And they kept Kroxa in the graveyard so they can escape him in a couple turns, which makes sense to me. I'm going to go for Elspeth Conquer's Death, hit their Letter of Acceptance, take away their second red mana source, so even if they did fill up their graveyard, they do not get the Kroxa. Faceless, hey, excuse me? Excuse me, you don't have snow mana. King Kong, you don't have snow mana. Oh, they got rid of my Elspeth Conquer's Death. Whoopsie daisies. Here's the Shambling Suit. And I'm going to go ahead and get down this Danto Vanguard as well. I have nothing to copy. How heartless. My Shamba. My Shambling Suit. I was going to make copies of you. This card right here, this is a mystery. It's possible that they're doing like 50% snowlands and 50% not snowlands for Field of the Dead. And they just did not draw any of their snowlands. I don't think that's the case, but it could be the case. This could even be a card like Turgrid's Shadow, the symmetrical sacrifice card. If I'm remembering right, that is a foretell card. I'm actually going to check that right now while I am recording. Oh, they would like me to discard 2 cards. I'm going to drop Karametra's Blessing and Reprobation. Aha! Turgid Shadow is a foretell card. I would like to have 2 Vanguards. I'd also like to have 2 Srams, but I know I'm not there yet. Oh, what do you got? You can crack your Mind Stone to draw a card. I know that that's going to hold priority. Ah, but they're going to poison the cup. Okay, that's easy. I'm just going to pay for life. Boop! Indestructible! Ooh, scry 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. I do not like that. Do not like that at all. So in come these 2. They can escape Kroxa next turn, which means I will be discarding Swords to Plowshares. Or Eldest Reborn. Okay, I will sacrifice the Clone Vanguard, and I still have lethal. Oh, they can't escape Kroxa. They don't have double red. I'm the one who got rid of their second red. I should remember this. All right, so we do have lethal here. And away we go. GG, King Kong. Lovely to get to duel against you. And thank you to everybody who watched this video. As always, if you'd like to see these being recorded live, you can do so at my channel, twitch.tv/Amazonian. It's also where I brew my decks, and I oftentimes get viewer-submitted decks, which are Brawl decks, to try out. Until next time, I hope you have a very fun time playing Historic Brawl. See you later!